Some words have the power to ignite a fire in someone's mind. Just a few carefully chosen letters can shift attention, spark curiosity, and make someone think about you constantly. Imagine sending a simple message and suddenly feeling the energy between you intensify, knowing that your presence, even from a distance, is impossible to ignore. Today, you're going to discover something few people understand. The hidden power of 6 words that can change the way he perceives you forever. Stick with this video till the end, because by the time you finish watching, you will have a secret that could completely transform your connection with him, leaving him drawn to you in ways you never thought possible. Human desire is wired in a very specific way. People are naturally attracted to what feels rare, valuable, and slightly out of reach. This is not about manipulation. It's about understanding the rules that govern attraction and influence. When you comprehend these principles, you hold a key that many spend their entire lives searching for. Your words, when chosen correctly, are more than just letters. They are triggers that stir curiosity, longing, and deep emotional engagement. And once someone is emotionally engaged, their attention becomes focused, almost magnetic. Think about this. Every interaction you have carries energy. Words aren't neutral, they carry intention and emotion. When someone reads your message, they don't just see the words, they feel them. Every phrase you send has the potential to leave an imprint on his mind, a spark that lingers long after the screen is turned off. 6 words, carefully crafted, have the ability to make him replay that moment over and over, wondering about you, thinking about you, imagining what it would be like to be closer. That is the power you are about to tap into. But this isn't just about words. It's about positioning yourself in a way that naturally commands attention. Confidence is invisible yet irresistible. When you communicate from a place of self-assurance, your words carry weight without trying. People are drawn to those who know their value, who understand their worth, and who maintain their boundaries. Confidence is not arrogance. It's the quiet knowledge that your presence alone has significance. When combined with the right words, this confidence becomes a force that pulls someone towards you, almost instinctively. Mystery is another force you will use without even realizing it. Humans are wired to pursue what they cannot fully understand. When you keep a piece of yourself hidden, leaving him wanting more, you create a space where curiosity thrives. Curiosity is powerful. It drives thoughts, sparks imagination, and builds anticipation. By maintaining this delicate balance between presence and subtle absence, you tap into something primal, something that makes someone chase without even realizing why. Timing also plays a crucial role. A message sent at the right moment is like a spark striking flint. It creates a reaction that feels sudden, intense, and irresistible. Knowing when to reach out and when to allow space amplifies the impact of your words. This is not about playing games. It's about understanding rhythm, energy, and flow in human connection. Patience, when paired with intention, becomes a secret weapon that elevates your power and presence. By the end of this video, you'll not only know the exact 6 words to send, but you'll also understand why they work. You'll see how words, timing, confidence, and subtlety combine to create an energy that is magnetic, irresistible, and compelling. Imagine him thinking about you during his day, recalling your messages, wondering when he'll hear from you next. Imagine the shift in dynamics, where the chase comes naturally, effortlessly, and with excitement. This is not fantasy, it is a simple understanding of human psychology applied with awareness and intention. Every word you send is a chance to influence, a chance to spark emotion, a chance to hold his attention. And the most fascinating part, you don't need to say a lot. In fact, less is almost always more. It's not about controlling him or forcing his attention. It's about positioning yourself in a way that naturally draws it. And when done correctly, those 6 words will work like a magnet, creating anticipation, desire, and curiosity that keeps him thinking about you non-stop. By staying with this video, you are investing in knowledge that goes beyond typical dating advice. This is insight into human nature, emotion, and connection. And once you understand it, you'll wield a subtle, undeniable power in your interactions. 6 words, strategically chosen, can open doors, ignite emotions, and shift dynamics in a way that feels natural, effortless, and profoundly impactful. Keep watching, because the most powerful part is yet to come, and by the end, you will know exactly how to send a message that he cannot ignore, a message that changes everything. This is your chance to step into a space where influence meets authenticity, where confidence meets desire, and where simplicity meets power. The knowledge you gain here will give you clarity, control, and a magnetic presence that he can't resist. The 6 words you are about to discover are more than just letters. They are a key to unlocking attention, curiosity, and a connection that keeps him coming back, thinking about you, and chasing the energy you naturally radiate. Desire is not random. It follows rules that are rooted deep within human nature. People are drawn to what feels rare, valuable, and slightly out of reach. When something is easy, it loses appeal. When it is scarce, mysterious, or challenging to obtain, the mind automatically focuses on it, turning curiosity into longing. This is why those 6 words can be so powerful. They create a spark that taps into the way desire naturally works. The mind responds to patterns, emotions, and energy. Words carry more than meaning. They carry intent, tone, and feeling. When you text with purpose, your message resonates on an emotional level. It triggers imagination and curiosity, causing him to think about you long after the screen is closed. That is the subtle but undeniable force behind attraction. It is not about control or manipulation. It is about understanding the psychology of connection and using it consciously to your advantage. Humans are also wired to pursue what challenges them. When you remain confident, independent, and slightly unpredictable, you automatically increase your value. People chase what they cannot fully predict, what keeps them intrigued, and what makes them feel they are discovering something rare. That curiosity becomes an engine that fuels attention and emotional investment. The more he wants to understand you, the more he is drawn in, chasing without realizing why. Desire grows when emotion is triggered. Words that stir excitement, longing, or anticipation create a magnetic pull. When he experiences an emotional reaction, even a subtle one, he associates that feeling with you. Over time, these small reactions build momentum. He starts thinking about you more often, imagining your presence, replaying your messages, and anticipating your next move. Your mindset also shapes desire. When you value yourself, maintain boundaries, and communicate from confidence, you naturally become more attractive. Desire is not just about what you say. It is about the energy you radiate. A strong sense of self-worth amplifies the effect of every word, making even a simple message feel impactful. Understanding these principles allows you to step into a space of power and influence. By combining mystery, timing, and emotional triggers, your words can ignite desire effortlessly. The 6 words you will learn later are effective because they are rooted in these psychological truths. They speak to the heart of human nature and the way the mind is wired to pursue, anticipate, and focus on what feels valuable and captivating. Words are more than a way to communicate. They are a tool that can shape perception, spark emotion, and influence behavior. Every message you send carries energy, whether you realize it or not. A single sentence can linger in someone's mind, create anticipation, and stir curiosity. The words you choose are not just heard, they are felt. When used with intention, they can create a connection that feels magnetic and irresistible. The impact of words comes from their ability to trigger emotion. Emotions drive thought and action far more than logic ever does. Excitement, longing, curiosity. These are feelings that compel someone to act, to reach out, to seek more. When you craft your messages with this in mind, you are tapping into a fundamental truth of human psychology. Emotion is the engine of attention. The right words make someone pause, reflect, and replay them over and over. Simplicity is a key part of their power. Short, intentional words carry more weight than long, drawn-out messages. They leave room for imagination, letting him fill in the gaps with his thoughts and feelings. When you give space for interpretation, you create intrigue. Intrigue turns into anticipation, and anticipation becomes a magnetic pull that draws him toward you. Timing, tone, and subtlety amplify the effect of words. A confident, calm, and slightly mysterious tone makes the message feel intentional and powerful. Words sent at the right moment, without desperation or overexposure, create a sense of importance and exclusivity. This makes every interaction more memorable and impactful, planting seeds of thought that grow over time. The true power of words lies not in manipulation, but in authenticity. When your words align with your confidence, your self-worth, and your presence, they resonate on a deeper level. They communicate that you are someone who values yourself, who holds boundaries, and who is not afraid to be desired rather than constantly seeking attention. Words become a reflection of your energy, and that energy becomes irresistible. Understanding this principle allows you to communicate in a way that naturally attracts, captivates, and holds attention. The 6 words you will discover later work because they are designed to stir emotion, spark curiosity, and create a subtle yet undeniable pull. They are not random. They are rooted in the psychology of influence and desire, demonstrating how a few carefully chosen letters can change the entire dynamic of a connection. Confidence is invisible, yet it carries a force that is impossible to ignore. It is the energy that flows from someone who knows their worth and moves through the world without seeking approval. Confidence is not loud or aggressive. It is calm, steady, and undeniable. When you combine confidence with carefully chosen words, your presence becomes magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who value themselves and maintain boundaries. Confidence creates anticipation. When you speak or text with certainty, your words carry weight. They are not desperate or needy, and that distinction changes everything. Someone who senses your confidence feels compelled to engage, to reach out, and to seek your attention. It triggers a subtle psychological pull because the mind is drawn to strength, stability, and self-assuredness. This is the reason confident people are often pursued rather than chasing. The essence of confidence is self-awareness. Knowing who you are, what you want, and what you deserve allows you to communicate from a position of power. It is not arrogance, it is clarity and conviction. When your energy reflects self-respect and inner strength, it influences how others perceive and respond to you. A single confident word or phrase can leave a lasting impression that lingers long after the interaction ends. Confidence also works hand in hand with mystery. When you are self-assured, you do not feel the need to overshare or explain yourself constantly. You maintain space, letting others fill in the blanks with curiosity and imagination. This subtle distance amplifies attraction because people naturally pursue what they cannot fully grasp. The combination of confidence and mystery creates a powerful dynamic that makes him think about you more often and with more intensity. Every interaction becomes more impactful when confidence is present. A simple message, sent with poise and intention, carries far more influence than pages of anxious words. Confidence transforms communication from ordinary to magnetic. It changes the way your words are received, the way your presence is felt, and the way attention naturally follows you. When your energy radiates certainty, the 6 words you will soon learn are amplified, creating a magnetic effect that draws him closer, keeps him thinking, and makes him chase your energy without force. Mystery is one of the most powerful forces in human attraction. When someone cannot fully understand or predict you, their mind becomes intrigued. curiosity is triggered, and curiosity is a force that keeps attention locked. People are naturally drawn to what feels slightly out of reach, because the unknown sparks imagination and desire. By embracing mystery, you create a space where he wants to think about you, wonder about you, and seek more of your presence. Maintaining mystery does not mean being distant or cold. It means choosing what to reveal and when. It means keeping a sense of intrigue that invites attention rather than demanding it. When you do not reveal everything at once, you give him a reason to stay engaged. The mind is wired to fill gaps, to imagine possibilities, and to pursue what it does not fully grasp. Mystery taps into that instinct, turning casual interest into focused attention. Subtlety amplifies the effect of mystery. Small gestures, carefully worded messages, and intentional pauses in communication create a rhythm that keeps him guessing. When he cannot predict your next move, he becomes mentally and emotionally invested. That investment grows over time, creating a natural pull that draws him toward you. Mystery makes every interaction feel exciting, even when the words themselves are simple. Mystery is also intertwined with confidence. When you are self-assured, you do not feel the need to explain or justify yourself constantly. Your energy communicates value without words. This combination of mystery and confidence creates a magnetic presence that is hard to resist. It is not about tricking someone. It is about showing your value while leaving room for curiosity. By mastering the art of mystery, you transform ordinary interactions into compelling experiences. Every word you send, every pause you maintain, and every hint of intrigue you leave behind works together to make him think of you more often. Mystery keeps him chasing, imagining, and longing. Not because you demand it, but because your presence and energy naturally inspire it. The right balance of openness and enigma creates a magnetic connection that draws attention effortlessly. Timing is a silent force that can amplify the impact of every word you send. A message delivered at the right moment carries more weight than countless messages sent without thought. Human psychology responds not only to what is said, but to when it is said. The same words can feel ordinary at one time and electrifying at another. Understanding timing allows your messages to land with precision, creating anticipation, excitement, and curiosity. Every interaction has an energy, a rhythm. When you respect that rhythm, your presence becomes more powerful. Messages sent too soon can feel needy, while messages sent too late may lose relevance. The right timing communicates confidence and intention without saying a word. It shows that you are aware of your value and are deliberate in your actions. This subtle control over timing draws attention and creates a sense of importance around every interaction. Patience is part of this power. Waiting for the perfect moment does not mean hesitation. It means harnessing your energy wisely. When you allow space for him to process, reflect, and anticipate your messages, desire grows naturally. The mind is wired to respond to scarcity and anticipation. By giving him room, you transform ordinary communication into something he looks forward to, something that lingers in his thoughts long after the screen goes dark. Timing also enhances mystery. When combined with subtlety, the pause between messages increases curiosity and emotional investment. He begins to think about you, wonder what you are doing, and anticipate your next move. This is the essence of magnetic attraction, a balance between presence and absence, action and pause, openness and intrigue. Every carefully timed message becomes a catalyst for deeper attention. Understanding timing allows you to align your words with impact. It is not about games or manipulation. It is about using knowledge of human behavior to communicate effectively and confidently. When you master timing, every word you send becomes more than a message. It becomes a trigger for emotion, a spark for curiosity, and a tool to naturally draw him closer. Timing transforms ordinary connection into magnetic engagement, making him chase the energy you radiate without force or demand. Emotions are the invisible thread that connects people on a deeper level. Words alone are not enough. They must carry the power to stir feelings. When a message evokes excitement, curiosity, or longing, it leaves a mark that logic cannot erase. The mind responds strongly to emotion, and once triggered, it seeks to recreate the feeling. This is why carefully crafted messages can keep him thinking about you long after they are read. Every interaction has the potential to spark an emotional response. A few well-chosen words can ignite anticipation, bring a smile, or even make him pause and reflect. When emotions are involved, attention becomes focused. The mind is wired to chase what evokes feeling, and desire grows in proportion to the intensity of that emotion. Subtlety enhances this effect. It is not about overwhelming him with words, but about planting a seed that blooms in his thoughts over time. Emotional triggers also create connection. When he experiences a feeling linked to you, the association becomes powerful. He starts recalling your words, imagining your presence, and replaying moments in his mind. This emotional engagement builds momentum naturally, making him chase your energy without conscious effort. The effect is multiplied when combined with confidence and mystery, creating a magnetic dynamic that draws attention and keeps it anchored on you. Timing and delivery are essential for emotional impact. Words sent with intention at a moment when he is receptive resonate more deeply. A brief pause, a carefully placed phrase, or a message that sparks curiosity can ignite feelings far stronger than constant communication. Emotional triggers are subtle yet profound, shaping perception, guiding focus, and creating longing that grows steadily. Understanding and using emotional triggers transforms simple communication into a tool of influence. It is not about manipulation. It is about aligning your words with human psychology to naturally capture attention and create desire. When your messages evoke feeling, when they stir curiosity or longing, you tap into a force that draws him toward you, making him chase, think, and invest emotionally in ways that feel effortless and compelling. Sometimes, a few words carry more power than paragraphs of explanation. 6 carefully chosen words can spark curiosity, ignite emotion, and create anticipation that keeps him thinking about you non-stop. These words are effective not because they are clever or manipulative, but because they tap into the way human psychology responds to emotion, intrigue, and value. They create a pause in his mind, a moment that lingers, prompting him to reflect and engage. The magic of these 6 words lies in their simplicity. Short, intentional messages leave space for interpretation, allowing him to fill in the gaps with his imagination. This mental engagement makes the connection feel deeper, as if he is discovering layers of you with every thought. When he starts thinking about the meaning behind your words, desire begins to grow naturally. Anticipation builds, and curiosity becomes a driving force that pulls him closer. Confidence and authenticity amplify the effect. When your words are sent from a place of self-assurance and genuine energy, they carry a weight that cannot be ignored. He senses that these messages are intentional, meaningful, and reflective of someone who knows their value. This combination of clarity, purpose, and subtlety transforms a simple text into a powerful trigger for attention and attraction. Timing and delivery enhance the impact further. A message sent with awareness, at a moment when he is receptive, resonates more deeply. These 6 words work because they create emotion and provoke thought without overwhelming him. They act as a spark, igniting curiosity, excitement, and engagement. Over time, this repeated mental and emotional focus strengthens his desire, making him chase your energy and presence effortlessly. The key is understanding that these words are not a trick or a formula to control someone. They are a tool to communicate value, stir emotion, and create connection. When used consciously, they allow you to influence attention and interest naturally, without forcing it. 6 words, when aligned with confidence, timing, and mystery, become a magnetic force that keeps him thinking, wondering, and coming back for more. True attraction is built on authenticity, not manipulation. People can sense when someone is pretending, trying too hard, or using tricks to gain attention. When your energy aligns with your words and actions, it creates a resonance that feels natural, magnetic, and compelling. Being genuine amplifies every message you send and every interaction you have. Authenticity communicates confidence, self-respect, and value, qualities that cannot be faked. Authenticity allows your presence to carry weight without effort. When you are genuine, your words spark curiosity and emotional engagement because they reflect real energy. He senses that you are not chasing him desperately, not over-explaining, and not seeking validation. This natural balance between presence and independence creates a powerful pull. People are drawn to those who are real, confident, and consistent in their energy. It's not about using tricks to make him chase. It's about understanding how human psychology responds to confidence, mystery, and emotional triggers. When your words and actions are authentic, they naturally tap into these principles. Your energy becomes magnetic, your messages carry meaning, and the 6 words you send hit with emotional impact. Authenticity makes the connection feel effortless while creating a deeper, more lasting effect. Being authentic also builds your own sense of power. When you stop relying on gimmicks or strategies to get attention, you focus on your presence, your value, and your energy. That focus radiates outward, making you naturally compelling. The more you embody authenticity, the stronger your influence becomes, and the easier it is to attract attention without forcing it. Ultimately, authenticity is the foundation of lasting attraction. Tricks and manipulation may work temporarily, but they cannot sustain desire or curiosity. Real influence comes from clarity, confidence, and genuine presence. When your words and energy are aligned with who you truly are, they create a natural pull that keeps him engaged, intrigued, and drawn to your magnetic energy without effort or pretense. Neediness is one of the strongest forces that repels attraction. When someone senses desperation or constant seeking, it triggers the mind to pull away rather than engage. Desire is drawn to independence, confidence, and self-sufficiency. By letting go of neediness, you create space for him to chase, think, and invest in the connection naturally. True magnetic energy comes from a place of self-assuredness, not dependency. Letting go does not mean detachment or indifference. It means valuing yourself enough to maintain boundaries and prioritize your energy. When you focus on your own life, passions, and growth, you radiate confidence and stability. This creates a powerful shift. Instead of you constantly seeking attention, he begins to notice your presence, think about you, and naturally pursue your energy. Independence is magnetic because it communicates self-respect and value without needing to say it aloud. Neediness often manifests through over-texting, over-explaining, or trying to control his attention. When you release these behaviors, every interaction gains significance. Absence and space become tools of attraction. They give him the opportunity to reflect, anticipate, and emotionally engage without pressure. This is the essence of magnetic connection, allowing desire to grow naturally rather than forcing it. Confidence and authenticity strengthen this effect. When you combine self-assurance with genuine energy, you no longer rely on him to validate your worth. That energy alone is compelling. It creates a dynamic where he is drawn to your presence, wants to know more, and invests effort to maintain connection. The chase becomes natural because it is fueled by curiosity and desire, not obligation or manipulation. Letting go of neediness transforms the dynamic completely. You stop chasing, and he starts seeking. You stop explaining, and he starts imagining. You stop pushing, and he starts feeling the pull. This shift is subtle yet profound. When your energy communicates independence, value, and self-respect, the 6 words you send hit with maximum impact, triggering curiosity and desire that keeps him thinking and coming back naturally. Subtlety is a quiet power that often goes unnoticed, but carries immense influence. It is the difference between pushing someone toward you and naturally drawing them in. When you communicate with subtlety, every word, pause, and gesture becomes meaningful. It sparks curiosity and engagement without forcing attention, creating a magnetic pull that feels effortless and natural. Small hints and gentle suggestions are far more powerful than overwhelming messages or constant contact. The human mind responds strongly to what is hinted at rather than fully revealed. When you leave room for imagination, he becomes an active participant in the connection, filling in the gaps with his thoughts and emotions. Subtlety invites him to chase ideas, feelings, and moments associated with you, making every interaction more compelling. Subtlety also enhances the effect of confidence and mystery. A simple phrase sent with calm assurance can create more anticipation than pages of explanation. A thoughtful pause in communication can trigger more curiosity than constant messaging. By mastering subtlety, you make every action intentional and every word impactful, turning ordinary interactions into moments that linger in his mind. Timing and tone amplify subtlety. Words delivered with intention at the right moment carry weight far beyond their literal meaning. A confident, composed energy combined with subtle hints makes your presence feel significant. He begins to notice patterns, anticipate your next message, and reflect on the interaction with interest and longing. Subtlety transforms communication into a tool of influence without the need for force or manipulation. When subtlety is combined with authenticity, confidence, and emotional triggers, it becomes a powerful strategy to maintain attention and engagement. You no longer need to chase or over-explain. Your presence, words, and energy naturally captivate. Every small, intentional action contributes to building anticipation, curiosity, and desire. By embracing subtlety, you create a dynamic where he is drawn to you effortlessly, thinking about you, and seeking your attention with genuine interest. Absence is one of the most underestimated forces in attraction. When you allow space in a connection, it creates a natural tension that draws attention and curiosity. Humans are wired to value what is not constantly available. By stepping back and giving him room to think, feel, and anticipate, you amplify the impact of your presence. Every interaction becomes more meaningful, and every message you send carries more weight. The mind responds to scarcity. When something or someone is not always within reach, it becomes more desirable. Absence creates a mental and emotional space where he begins to reflect on you, replay your conversations, and imagine your presence. This process deepens engagement and builds anticipation, making him invest more energy in thoughts and feelings about you. The pull becomes natural, fueled by curiosity and longing rather than pressure or demand. Absence also strengthens confidence and self-worth. By focusing on your own life, passions, and growth, you radiate independence and stability. This energy communicates value without needing words. He begins to notice the strength of your presence, not because you demand attention, but because your energy is magnetic and self-sufficient. Absence, paired with confidence, transforms every interaction into a subtle yet powerful influence. Timing and intentional pauses enhance the power of absence. A message sent after giving space feels more significant. A well-timed response creates anticipation and excitement, leaving him eager to engage. Absence does not mean ignoring or withdrawing care. It is about creating rhythm, balance, and intrigue in communication. It allows desire to grow naturally while maintaining authenticity and emotional connection. By mastering the power of absence, you shift the dynamic of attraction. You stop chasing and start being sought. You stop over-explaining and begin inspiring curiosity. The energy you radiate, combined with strategic space, triggers engagement and emotional investment. Absence turns ordinary interactions into moments that linger in his mind, making him think about you, seek your attention, and naturally chase your presence with genuine interest and anticipation. Mindset is the invisible force that shapes every interaction and every connection. How you think about yourself, your worth, and your energy directly influences how others perceive and respond to you. When you operate from a place of confidence, clarity, and self-respect, your presence becomes magnetic. Your words, actions, and even pauses carry weight because they are rooted in genuine belief in your value. A strong mindset creates stability and consistency, which are deeply attractive qualities. When you are secure in who you are, you no longer chase approval or attention. This independence makes others naturally seek your presence, drawn to your energy rather than your words alone. The mind is wired to pursue what is confident, composed, and self-sufficient. Your mindset becomes the foundation that amplifies every subtle action, every well-chosen message, and every pause of absence. Belief in your worth also transforms how you communicate. When you send a message, it carries intention, energy, and value. He senses that your attention is earned, not given freely, which increases his curiosity and investment. A mindset rooted in self-confidence allows you to create anticipation, intrigue, and emotional engagement effortlessly. Desire is heightened when your energy reflects certainty rather than need or doubt. Your thoughts and focus shape the dynamic of every connection. If you see yourself as someone worth attention, someone whose presence is valuable and magnetic, that energy is transmitted naturally. The same 6 words, when sent from a strong, confident mindset, have far greater impact than they would otherwise. They resonate emotionally and mentally because they are backed by your inner strength and clarity. Ultimately, mindset is the core of attraction. Confidence, independence, and self-assuredness create the environment where desire thrives. Every choice you make, every word you send, and every pause you take becomes more effective when your mindset is aligned with your worth. By cultivating clarity, belief in yourself, and emotional strength, you transform not just the way he perceives you, but the way he feels and responds. Your mindset does not just influence connection, it shapes it entirely. Knowledge alone does not create change. Understanding attraction, desire, and human psychology is powerful, but it only becomes effective when paired with action. Sending the right words, holding space, and maintaining your energy requires intentionality. Taking action from a place of confidence transforms understanding into influence, creating real results in how he perceives and responds to you. Action is most effective when it is deliberate and aligned with your energy. Every message you send, every pause you maintain, and every subtle hint you give should reflect your self-assuredness and authenticity. This is not about forcing attention or creating artificial tension. It is about using your presence, words, and timing in a way that naturally draws him closer. When action is intentional, it communicates value without needing explanation or justification. Consistency in action also builds anticipation. When you act with purpose, he begins to notice patterns, anticipate your responses, and invest emotionally in the connection. Every step you take reinforces the magnetic energy you radiate, turning curiosity into desire and desire into pursuit. Action, when aligned with confidence and subtlety, becomes a catalyst for attraction, creating a dynamic where he seeks your attention rather than you seeking his. Taking action requires letting go of fear and doubt. Overthinking or hesitating diminishes the impact of your words and presence. When you act decisively, you show strength, independence, and value. This energy is inherently attractive, and it amplifies the effect of everything you do. Even a small, intentional message can ignite curiosity, spark emotion, and create anticipation that keeps him thinking about you. Ultimately, action bridges knowledge and results. Understanding human desire, emotional triggers, and subtle influence is only as powerful as your willingness to implement it. When you combine strategy with authenticity, timing, and confidence, your actions create magnetic energy that cannot be ignored. The 6 words, when sent with intention, confidence, and alignment, become more than just a message. They become a tool to naturally draw him closer, engage his mind, and make him chase your presence effortlessly. The power to captivate, influence, and draw attention does not lie in manipulation or tricks. It lies in your energy, your confidence, and your clarity of self. Every word you send, every pause you take, and every boundary you maintain contributes to the magnetic force that naturally attracts him. When you understand your own worth and communicate it through intention, subtlety, and authenticity, you create a presence that cannot be ignored. Empowerment comes from realizing that the chase is not about control. It is about energy. When you value yourself, maintain independence, and radiate confidence, he is drawn to your presence without pressure or demand. The 6 words you now know are effective because they are rooted in human psychology, tapping into desire, curiosity, and emotional engagement. But their true power comes from the energy behind them. Your mindset, your confidence, and your authenticity. Every interaction is amplified when your focus is on yourself and your growth. By prioritizing your own life, passions, and purpose, you create a magnetic energy that inspires pursuit. He is no longer chasing a version of you that seeks validation. He is chasing the energy of a woman who is fully self-assured, independent, and radiant. This shift transforms connection from ordinary to irresistible. Desire, curiosity, and engagement grow naturally when you combine confidence, mystery, subtlety, and emotional triggers with intentional action. The words you send become more than communication. They become sparks that ignite attention, anticipation, and thought. Every pause, every hint of intrigue, and every demonstration of self-worth strengthens the magnetic dynamic, making him think about you, seek your presence, and chase your energy with genuine interest. Remember, the power to influence is always within you. It is expressed not through manipulation, but through alignment of words, actions, and energy with your true self. When you embody confidence, authenticity, and independence, the connection shifts effortlessly. The chase, the curiosity, and the desire all flow naturally toward the energy you radiate. By embracing your power, you are not just sending a message. You are creating an irresistible presence that captivates, engages, and keeps him drawn to you non-stop.